Have you looked at that?
I have not dig into that. I got the same place we started at last time, so I tried to build it and I got an error. But due to other things, I just couldn't spend time on that as much as I wanted.
Okay, so does this have some kind of contributing guide? No.
It does. It does.
How to build it?
Wow. Okay. That's different thing that's documented in the contributing file. I just created a build directory. If you just scroll down a little bit, yeah, this is it. I installed the dnf build up dnf5. I don't know why spec.
Okay. Apparently
Yeah.
I already did that. I even have a build directory.
Yes, we went there. And this will probably want a librepo version that you don't have.
Ah,
I
of
don't have Arca.
course. So I need to do this in a container.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How do you do that again?
Um, so
I'll make a container from Fedora, right? And there I can install this. But I'll probably also need to install dnf plugin, build up or something like that. Is that it?
should we somehow copy the files to the container?
I'll want to mount that.
Okay.
Okay, and now it'll install, hopefully, the dnf plugin at some point. DNF is slow today. I know, you need to install something else. Do you know how to install DNF plugins?
I do not.
dnf5 command. Oh, there it is. Should have done that earlier. DNF is really slow today.
Is this dnf5 or dnf4?
Oh, what's a rawhide?
Wow, probably 5. I wonder whether it can have something to do with the fact that Fedora infrastructure is moving to the new data centers.
Oh,
And that may actually be the cause of this curl error we see.
I see. So nothing works, right?
Things work and don't work, like on and off.
Oh, I tried going to Bodhi earlier today and there's a proxy error.
Mm-hmm. But I was more successful, and I got info that nothing to do. Repository is loaded, package already installed.
Oh, there's this.
That wasn't the case with RPM or with Python. Oh yeah. I was also hit with all those 404s, but then I managed to get the packages from somewhere else.
-y. So let's go again. Okay, so when you do that, you build DNF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess this will take a while.
Oof. We've got it slower today.
So were you able to build anything?
Yes, I've got a container which I can use, and now I'm trying to run it with the current directory mounted in it.
Yeah, this is not going anywhere, is it?
I was successful in building dnf5 in the container in the build directory. So cmake dot did the thing.
Nice. So
what do we want? How do we want it?
So I guess the Python CMake lists add this PyLimited API to Python 3.10. I don't know if the CMake stuff for DNF is for Python is here, or if there's some bindings. Python 3 make lists. Now limited API here, so I guess that would be the thing to start with.
Sure. CMake lists. You're looking at Python free CMake lists. Okay.
Says Python 3 add library underscore RPM, and then for that it will select this compile definition. How does this do it? Target name Python 3 module name. And of course it uses swig. So how do you convince CMake to tell swig to use limited API? Swig flags relative swig add library. What is that? This has target compile options, so maybe if we do target compile definitions in here with the target name instead of RPM, things might start failing, maybe.
Wow.
What happened?
I'm building it. I'm trying to build it, and it takes. I'm at 1% now. There's a long streak of 0%, and now there's Oh, it's 2, now it's 3. Okay, I should have done it in parallel probably. So I rerun it in parallel and I see a lot of warnings. There's a lot of output. The thing is building at around 20%. Well, the thing is huge.
DNF.
Yes. I'm at 40%. It's executing RPM builds. Wow. Now I've got a pace similar to yours.
I guess the stream won't be very interesting.
Okay, so what's the mission statement? We would like to have to somehow convince the DNF to build with the stable ABI so that it produces stable the ABI extensions that can be used with any Python, basically.
Right, so you only have to compile once and get it for any Python.
Yes. And as far as we know, it doesn't do that yet. I don't know if I have checked. But let me check. So what does dnf5 install? Where is the Python thing in dnf5?
There is this add Python 3 module. Where's that used? Oh, there are 2 modules. It's libdnf5. And there's libdnf5 CLI. Add Python 3 module. Oh, there's this for each swiglib dnf5 CLI modules, and what is that? Swiglib dnf5 CLI modules. And of course there's swiglib dnf5 modules as well. these. Okay, so apparently there's progress bar for the CLI modules, and there's lots of other stuff for the normal modules. Oh, I see my container's done. So what do I do? On podman run atrm, and I want to mount the current directory to, let's say, workspace, and I want to work there, and I've named it dnf5, right? Okay. Now I do build, and
you will probably have to reset, remove the build directory and relaunch.
okay.
That should work. And then when you make it with as many cores as you can. So what do we have here? I always thought that extension modules, like they have this they have this name convention that says like for what Python they were built for. Like there's this ABI tag, but when I look at what's in the libdnf5 Python 3 module in Rawhide, libdnf5, they don't have it. There are only names and SO extension.
Yeah, well, that's the universal one. So Python, well, any Python will look for that. So, well, that's good. At least we don't have to change the SO. And is it set somewhere here? Okay, so I added target compile definitions, file emitted API, and that didn't fail the build. So this didn't do anything, I guess. If I remove it, does it rebuild? Yes, so something happened. And then if I look in the build, where do I look? Bindings, Python 3. Ah, here it is.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a Python file that's automatically generated by Swig, and it imports the low-level C module using some hacks that are compatible with Python 2. And there's a lot of Python code. I guess there's a lot of Python code that wraps stuff in classes. Okay. Does this generate the C files anywhere? Oh, there it is. So there's a CXX file with a few dozen thousand lines of code. It's obviously generated compatible with every Python from the last few decades. Well, I guess the way to go is to read Swig documentation and see if they have something about limited APIs. Maybe. So what kind of documentation do we have? Single HTML page. Stable API. Okay, Swig supports the stable API, but only version 3.4 of Python and later supported. Should be fine.
That's lucky for us.
2 recommended approaches. Both require setting the PyLimited API macro to be set to this as a minimum. Set this using begin by adding this to your interface file. Huh. Or simply define it using the compiler's D command line option. Well, that would be nice if we could get to the compiler flags somehow. So there's an interface file somewhere.
Is that an explicit name or is this a conventional name people using Swig know?
There's a .i with these percent signs. That's probably the interface file. But there's a bunch of them. Probably need to add this to everyone. Or somehow would define this. I thought that's what this target compile compile definitions would do. And this hopefully would define limited API to 310. Ah, here it is.
Yeah.
List depends swig compile options. Swig Python silent mem leak. So let's try that. -d this. And it succeeds, which is weird. Wait, so what version of Swig does this have? .4.3.1, right, so support for stable API was added in Swig 4.2.0.
What was the error message?
For what?
Or what was there an error message? I did not catch that. Or did it? No, it built.
Yeah, it built.
Oh.
Somehow it just built. And I don't know what to do next. Right, so they say you can put stuff in this interface file. Can I put in an error and get an error when I try to build stuff? Ah.
Yes.
No.
Oh, error.
Right, error 2. Once again. What's the error? Python wrap. Does it show the error somewhere? No, error 1.
In advisory Python wrap. Error 2. Bindings Python free. CMake class Python free advisory.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, so if limited API is not this, then we make an error. And that succeeded. Nice. If If I change it to B, it'll hopefully fail again. Yeah, it failed. Well, there's a lot of logs. Right, so it's defining the correct limited API, and is that it? Is that all we need?
Who knows?
I mean, the generated file does have this if for limited API needed.
Unit test.
It's probably best to test the problem there will be that all the dependencies need to be installed as well, so RPM. So for testing, I guess packaging RPM for different Pythons would be a blocker.
In Fedora, right.
I'll package them for
There's
all the Pythons you can install.
And
either make a shared directory for stuff that's compatible, or make extra packages with copies of